Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Kansas, site to chase race number 3 of the 2008 season and race number 29 overall. Alongside me once again is Stephen Paul III.
Hello, guys.
On the front row today is, for this duel, for duel 1, I should say, is Jeffrey White, and on the pole for it is Henry Sanford. So we know that Henry is going to help the chasers out by getting locked into the field. I don't know how I wanted to exactly say that, but that's not how I wanted to. Ebrahimian and Mary Shelley in row 2, Dylan Young, Adam Flickinger row 3, Peter Onjek, Mark Georgia row 4, Henry Williams and Kira Arendt at row 5 for this one. Steven, your thoughts and predictions for this?
Well, this race is as long as the season one race was back when we ran Kansas. Then it's going to be a very interesting race. This reminds me of Chicagoland. And looking at the points, we have a tie between Isaac and Keidemann. And who won the Chicago Run race over Mary Shelley? It was Keidemann in this type of long run setting. Last year was a little bit of a wreck fest, but we saw Charles Jackson win in that car right there. So we'll see if he can see if the nine can repeat that success here.
Your engines.
And we just had the command. I'm sorry. Didn't stop you there before. Continue.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't think, because Charles did a lot of I-9 testing in the winter, I don't think it'll be a wreck fest like last year, but I think we'll see more passing and going for this race. And the points are very, very close for the chases. So starting up front in this race and getting a good finish is going to be very key to lock yourself in the next round because it's so close.
Well, and we've seen that sometimes these dual races have not gone as expected, so just we never know. As mentioned, yes. So Ethan Keidemann and Isaac Flickinger come in tied in drivers' points. Now, should there be a tie at the end of this race for anyone for a transfer spot into the round of 12, the way that will be decided is based on the best finish of this round. So, of the 3 races, Pigs Creek, Cleveland, and Kansas, the best finish among the two or more drivers tied will break the tiebreaker.
And right now, Keidemann holds that with a 20th place. Imagine that. A 20th place finish can get you to the next round.
Well, I doubt that the 2 and the 83 are going to end up tied at the end of the race when they're tied already. As the pace car is off, and we are underway here for Duel 1, 27 laps ahead of us.
Look at that launch.
Great launch from the 7.
So Henry has 4 top 15s here, only 1 bad finish, a 40th to crash in season 2. So Henry's going to be flying today, I think. So is Mary. Mary loves this track too.
As those two quick to break away from the field, they're battling for third right now between Adam Flickinger, Jeffrey White. Onjak's going to make it 3 wide into turn 3 for third.
Well, there's going to be a wreck here. Looks like the 1 car is going to hook the 16 possibly off the corner. 16's going to, no, 16 has talent.
Ebrahimian into the middle. Jeffrey White gives him space. And Mary Shelley going for the lead.
So Mary has only got a 5th place, the highest chaser last week, and now trying to expand that gap a little bit.
Definitely looks like it. 195 off into turn 3, though.
Wow, they're flying. Mary has 4 podiums this year, but no wins so far, coming up very close this season.
Jack James now up into 4th. Battle for 5th between Henry Williams and Delon Ebrahimian.
A lot of the pack style is kind of breaking up here just as they clear somewhere they can pull away. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, Ebrahimian washed up, nearly got into the 18. That's going to open the door for Austin LaPlante and James Qualls to possibly get through.
18 still fighting on that high side, just cannot hold the momentum in 3.
Or at least it's actually better momentum in 3. Couldn't hold it in turn 1.
Yeah, see they come. Feels a little closer than I thought they would be. Highest. Oh, Onjak actually passed the 7. I'm just completely shocked about that.
Yeah, he did. So Onjak up into 2nd. Here comes Jack James up into this battle, or trying to at least.
Has 2 straight D&Qs, and he hasn't made a race to Texas.
And Qualls now going to pass Austin LaPlante for the
Logan York.
spot.
Oh, my Lord.
Wait, that's back there. Whoops.
Yeah, Logan York almost took out Henry Williams. We saw it a little bit on camera.
As meanwhile, then Adam Flickinger to the inside turn 1. Henry Williams, that was not the line he wanted.
Wow, I think the 75 has just passed up the 20th. I'm a little shocked about that. That's a good job for Roberts.
3 wide, a couple chasers. Jessica Shelton, Mark George, Logan York on the outside of it. Now Jeffrey White gonna throw his nose in there.
Yeah, Robert's doing well. Robert finished top 5 here in season 4, so that's going to help him out. Good run by them. 11 car second place last week and trying to pass the Picks Creek winner.
So as was the case last week, we're going to start out the day looking for the top 18.
But
which
it might not
right
be the case.
now, I believe... Well, so right now, Jackie Tang is in that 18 spot. So here comes the battle for 18th with the 75 and the 50.
Well, and I know the 42nd place will be going to the 9 because this is the Budweiser 400. Got to have the promoters started spot, right?
Yeah, it would be good if the Budweiser car could make it 2 in a row, actually.
Oh!
Ambrose up the track.
Ambrose lost talent there for a second.
That's going to allow Jackie Tang to get a run off turn 2 and try and fight the 75 again to get back into the top 18.
Here we go. Allie Nelson is 2 starts away from 100, currently at 98.
Trying to get into the race first to make it start number 99.
That is true. 75, great run on that high. Well, I said great run, but that.
Yeah, it's a great run until he got to turn 1.
Yeah, seriously, here comes JT back there, not where he wants to be.
I think there's a lot of people who would love to see JT get into the top 18 because then it's one less car that they have to worry about.
JT 38th to 22nd to start the chase and hasn't had a top 10 since Barber. So bad rod runs for the Ganassi 42.
Austin the Plan up into the top 6 now as Allie Nelson going for what would be the transfer spot on track at least with Jackie Tang.
Whoa, that high side is just death in turn 1.
Well, JT just couldn't hold the bottom actually. That's the other thing.
Are we sure the 07 has got the right rating? I cannot believe that he's about catching Mary Shelley up there. I am completely shocked.
Well, draft playing at least some sort of a role.
Well, he lost. No, he actually gained.
He ran just 3,000ths quicker.
I didn't really make. I gotta make a note of Mary's finish. I know Mary finished second here last year to Charles Jackson, her best run in their final season of the 38 team. Here comes Dylan Young.
Yep, Dylan Young now looking for a spot on Adam Flickinger. Zach Rogers trying to pass the 66 and the 1 of Delina Bohemian. Now is going to try and also take the 12 spot. So a triple overtake there for Zach Rogers in turn 3.
So Jean's won back-to-back duels. Mary is also trying to pull that feat with trying to get her 4th duel win of the season and back-to-back. Female power, Women's History Month.
True. Trying to think of if it will be by the time this gets uploaded.
Well,
because
yeah, I think so.
Of the date of recording this, the race that would go up this week would actually be Cleveland.
Yeah, so it will be next.
So we're looking at like next weekend for this.
Yeah.
It might. Who knows?
Comes just passing the 1.
Yeah, Shelton able to pass Delana Bohemian. That is for the 11th spot.
I will tell you so. You do not want to be placed on the high side in turn 1. I will tell you that much.
And right now, Jeffrey White is on the outside. There's JT Bryant, who has last scored 17th. He's now up into the top 18. Baranowskis was the transfer spot. Here comes Jackie Tang.
Logan York ended a 9-race DNQ streak, trying to make another race after winning the pole front row start pole. I guess I'll put it like that.
Yeah, true. He won the pole of his duel. You can go with that.
Yeah.
Baranowski's still sliding back, and now Ambrose trying to take a spot away as well in all of this.
Any other Zorline's back there, Wilson. So I don't know if there's any other chasers there in the back of the field.
Well, we'll check on that. So Zorline, Chris Wilson, Keiderman.
Roberts dropped back,
actually
and that's
it. So
that's
3
good.
of them back there right now, which isn't that bad for this.
I expect a pit stop. I'll be very surprised if we don't have one by the end of this race.
True. As Jack James is all over the back bumper of the 26 of James Qualls right now. I think it would be a fuel stop, really, is what it would be.
Yeah, Jack finished second at Pigs Creek, 24th last week. 2 straight races he's made, so not too bad for Jack.
It'll be Zach Rogers who's trying to make a move on the 46. Mark George does make the move on Dylan Young for 8th.
So when does the camshaft go on the 46?
Oh, that's wow. If that happens, it's on you.
Yeah, well, the 46 has actually made 3 out of their last 4 races, so Then maybe they're getting a little
And
more
now is
competitive.
the only driver who has attempted every race that does not have a top 10 finish of the year.
That is correct. Matthew Mariah still has more top 10 still playing.
Yep. Bad part is I'm watching the 2008 season. Anytime I now think of Matthew Marias, I'm thinking Mario Marias.
Jesus.
As Jack James is going for 4 still.
He almost won Richmond that year. And on Jack, a very interesting line to turn 2. Or turn 12.
That's 3 and 4.
Yeah. Failed counter 1.
James still can't make the move there.
Henry Williams has dropped back to 14th. He started in the top 10.
And Shelton now going to make the move on Adam Flickinger into turn number 1. But that's going to work out well enough that she's going to be inside of the 12 by the time they exit turn 2. And going to have the 12 cleared by the time they go into turn 3, I think.
I don't know if somebody either pitted or somebody had an issue.
Oh.
Well.
And no need to say that one.
Wow.
As Jack James now makes the move for 4th on James Qualls. That's going to open the door for Zach Rogers to possibly make the move.
Now, we might see this in the race with the tires wearing, so you can see almost a full 6/10 fall. Someone might slide into somebody off the corner.
We might see it. Who knows? That could be the conditions as well that's just playing havoc.
16 is 18th. They're hoping not for 2 straight DQs in a row. Jeffrey and
they're
Adam
also hoping that at least no more than 6 chasers have to fall back on points.
Yeah, they missed. That's a tough break for them. Only a few drivers now left who've made every single race. We have a lot of parity this year.
As right now, Anjak has still not been able to do anything with the... Oh, wait. What was that line by Jack James, though?
There's been some interesting... I saw Anjak do the same thing at the lap before. I don't know what...
Jack James lost the nose going into turn 3 or something because that was way out of line. Loses a spot to the 26. Now loses a spot to the 19 of Zach Rogers. Rogers wants to take a spot away from the 26 down the back straightaway.
Well, he's telling you to sponsor Yates.
They need some sponsorship if their car's handling that bad.
Yeah, seriously.
As Rogers now all over the back bumper of the 26 of James Qualls. This is the battle for 4th. Rogers peeking into turn number 1. Can't make the move yet.
Well, clearly a different racetrack, but Rogers won it 1.5 miles at Charlotte earlier in the season. So, he's on the bumper.
All over. Nearly got into the 26.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was the mic phone.
Good job. As
Seriously.
Jack James still a little bit higher line. Mark George is actually getting that higher line to kind of work for him.
Yeah, Mark finished 21st here last year, and here he goes 19.
Rogers now making the move as Pollard still tries to get his mic situated.
Yeah, it's falling. It's still falling. It's like the commercial. It's falling as it got up.
Yeah, well, because I'm hearing like this background noise still from it. That's why.
Sorry. You guys can yell at me in the comment section. You already do, so.
Oh, true. As Qualls now gets a little bit of a run back on the 19. Mark George trying to close in on this battle.
Matt Duncan, who's missed
Anjak
4
actually has
straight.
the quickest lap of the race.
I think that's from the draft. This looks like the real life package where you could get. Well, not really. You could pass the real life package. You can't pass at all. Matt Duncan has missed 4 straight races, the longest DNQ streak, which is actually very impressive based on the last 2 seasons of doing 50-plus cars. Is in 18th, trying to not make it 5 straight.
As Nelson now passes the 21. The 16 has fallen back to 21st now.
There was, at one point, the 42 car missed every race in the last, in the chase in 2006. Those were some dark days for Seth. Oh, the 1 car.
Oh, that was close with Ebrahimian and Shelton.
I'm not joking, by the way. I'm serious about that stat. That's why we feel bad for Seth.
True. We also feel bad for Oh, whoa!
17.
Problems for Braddock as he has crashed. You will have seen it. Jeffrey White teammates! The Roush teammates have crashed!
Are we sure? Are we sure Johnny Gardner's not in that car?
Oh! You will have seen this on side by side. All of a sudden, I saw the skid marks down the back here going into turn 3.
Well, that's
like right there. That's where I saw the skids.
That's a big one.
Oh my, a serious accident in turn 3 involving the two Roush cars as we come to 2 to go.
And it looks like we're going to have no pit stops despite massive tire wear.
As Qualls now tries to make a move again on the 19. If I'm Roush, I'm letting him know, hey, by the way, our two teammates have crashed. We need you to get into this race.
The 6 car is trying to, but he might.
Well, he's going to be in position to, but the problem's going to be how many chasers do not make it.
Do we have another wreck? That's the question. Does everybody have enough fuel? Yeah, they're going to have enough fuel.
I think fuel's not going to be an issue, I think. As Mark George is in the draft of the 28, now trying to make a move for the 6th position.
How about Mary Shelley? This is going to be back-to-back. This is going to be her 4th duel win. She won duels at, let's see, Cleveland.
And some work to do on the 7 because he just fell back. Did not really have a good race car here. He had a good qualifying car.
Well, Mary won back-to-back duels at Thornton and Pig Stadium, and off turn 4, another pair of back-to-back duels. Mary Shelley wins at Kansas. Well, duel 1.
I figured I'd let you go on that one just because.
We'll give you duel 2, Charles.
John Jack finishes 2nd. He will advance into the race. Sanford obviously was on pole. Rogers, Qualls, Jack James was in there.
So
Mark George, Dylan Young, Austin LaPlante, Ali Nelson, JT, Ebrahimian, Henry Williams, Adam Flickinger, Shelton, Duncan, Wilson, and Baranowskis are the top 18.
Yeah, so Zorline, Keidemann are the only 2 chasers I could see that fell out. Am I wrong?
Looking at the bottom, so we only had 29 finishers. Outside the top 18 was Keidemann. It was just Keidemann and Zorline. Keidemann and Zorline.
So so we might have some, like, maybe the 16 can maybe get into points, but it all depends what we have on duel 2.
True. So we will, before we actually record duel 2, we are going to personally go back and look at the 16, 17. You will have already seen it if I remember to, and if I didn't, you can yell at me because that's a fail. But either way, congrats on the duel win to Mary Shelley, and we'll be right back for duel number 2. And we are back for what we hope to be an exciting duel number 2. On the front row for this one is Johnny Gardner and Sam Young. Sam Young with a lap time of 28.520, 0.05 of a second slower than the 7 of Henry Sanford, meaning that Henry Sanford will lead the field down to the green flag on Sunday. Adam McDowell, Kyle Matthews, row 2 with Brett Moma, Time Pollard, row 3. Brian Hart, Max Anderson, row 4. Chris Louvier, and Zachary Fitzwater in row 5. And let's go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
So command has been given. Steven, your thoughts after we saw duel 1?
Well, I think this is going to be more of the wide open duel. We had a pretty calm one besides the 16-17, so I look for this one to be a little more crazier, and I expect some more racing here, maybe a little more aggression, try to make the field. Brett Moma, Adam McDowell will definitely be trying to make this race. Moma has only made about 6 starts this year, so try to make the field. And it's going to be more wide open, like I said. How bad will the tire affect them in turn 1? Because if you're up on the high side turn 1, it's going to be death.
Little more crazier.
Yes.
You would have been just fine had you not used the word more. Field come down the back straightaway. One thing we know is that Jonathan Zorline will not affect or at least on principle, will not affect whether or not anyone makes this race or not, because even if we did not lock in the chasers, the 88 would have been locked in on points because of the results of Duel 1. Technically, the cars locked in on points coming into this would have been the 31, 78, 84, 60, 29, and 88. But obviously, all the chasers are locked in, and the green flag is back out for Duel 2.
With
That
the
sounded weird.
six making the race, it looks like supposedly 6 going to make it. Seth Coles in this duel is trying to not have the longest DQ streak for about the 2nd time in his career.
As Sam Young gets out to about a car length or 2 car length advantage off turn 2. Kyle Matthews into second, clears off turn 2. The battle right now raging for third between Johnny Gardner and Time Pollard as they go into 3.
Kyle Matthews, after we saw what happened between the Roush teammates, is trying to get as far away from Johnny Gardner as possible. Well, never mind.
Gardner got a run off turn 4, but couldn't quite get clear of the 13. They'll be side by side again into turn number 1.
Last time we saw Brian Hart was, here comes Gene. Oh, man.
Yep, Gene trying to go 3 in a row now in duels.
That is true. Gene is the most impressive driver. She is the only driver below the top 16 who has not missed the race so far. Well, that's in the chase.
Well, yeah. A driver that's not... Well, no, I mean, you had that right. This car is the only car to run, to not make the chase that is still yet to DNQ.
And right behind her is the car that's only has 3
Has the
DNQs
most
behind.
DNQs of basically any car.
Yeah, 2
not
behind the
75.
70. Yeah, 2 behind the 75. So that just should be entitled how bad. The 96 has missed 20 plus races every season they've competed. So hopefully for better luck next year.
If they are even able to show up. We'll see. As Brett Moma now going inside of the 47, the battle for third there as Gene's going to be stuck on the outside. Time Pollard's going to be able to get back through.
Gardner
and
lifted.
here comes Anderson. Oh, he had to lift coming off turn 2, and you can see it as here comes Louvier.
Anderson's had a horrible start to the...
Horrible start to the chase. He comes into this race in the bottom 4. This car is 14th in the owner's points coming. I believe he's 15th in the drivers.
Correct. Yeah,
I finished off the statement that because you started to cut out.
Yeah, I did. Here comes Gene trying to have... So Mary's done 2 in a row. Now Gene's trying to do 3 in a row, like you mentioned.
Louvier's going to also get around the 13 as Gene Sanford passes by. And now Anderson going to try and make the move going into turn 3. He's there. And it looks like he'll clear the 13 off turn 4. Louvier lost the nose, though, through 3 and 4. And here comes Anderson.
Yeah, so Duncan won a truck race here. Time Paul won a pole here in the Hooters series.
Rowe is back here. There's William Duncan on the outside of the 49 down into turn number 3. Trying to clear. Not going to be able to do so yet.
Oh, boy. Duncan, don't go that high.
They're still going to be side by side off turn 4.
Shout out to the 49 with that new beautiful black and, is that yellow or, I can't tell what color that is.
I would go with gold.
Yeah, 49 car.
As Duncan's still struggling, now going to be on the outside of 3 wide with Gardner and Brock.
We didn't see any 3 wide last duel.
Duncan clears and chops off the 25 going into turn 3. Smart move there.
Brock won the Hooters race here, which you'll see tomorrow night when this airs. He won in the 1 car. Brock won in the 1 car last season.
Year. I mean, you need to include a last year.
I did say last year.
No, you didn't.
Oh, whoops.
That's what got me confused. I'm like, wait a minute.
As
Alexander Rowe now going to try and pass the 13. He has Louvier behind him. Anderson stuck on the outside there, and Sky Commons watches on.
All the 3 other Touring Series winners at this track are in this duel. Dixon won Season 2 Hooters. Duncan was the Season 2 truck winner.
And right now, Sam Young is gapping the field, although here comes Gene Sanford closing the gap for second.
How about the 96? He only has one.
Everyone up the track right there.
I can't talk. 1 win, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and 2 top 15s this season.
As Gene Sanford closing the gap on the 48. Battle for second is on between Kyle Matthews and Gene Sanford.
Yeah, trying to come down the inside. The 48 in their normal spot in the Coconut Cup Series, 2nd place.
Natural habitat.
Yeah, natural habitat.
As
Jesus,
Brett Moma with a run. Sanford up the track. Puts the bumper to the 48. Here comes Moma.
Wow, Brett Moma doing something. This is amazing.
And Sanford and Moma both make the move. Sanford's going to get there on Matthews and now try and open a gap, at least on the 96 of Brett Moma.
Well, we watching this battle. Who's in the transfer spot?
Currently, at least according to scoring, would technically be the 10.
Yeah, just beat out
Although
beating
here
out
comes
Charles.
Moma now looking for second on Sanford.
I mean, did they bring the Sonoma car or something?
They might have, apparently. They just rewrapped it or something. Sky Commons makes a move on Alexander Rowe now.
Well, Brett, in one of his only 2 starts since his win, he finished 15th in the Coke 600 in this car, so that might be one of the car he ran.
I doubt you'd bring the Charlotte car here, but you could. I know that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Kyle Matthews now still battling the 47, and this is just allowing Sam Young to get farther and farther away. The gap up to a second now.
Well, like we was talking about mile and a half, Sam Young was dominant in Las Vegas till pitch strategy, so they might have brought that same car. Sam's been pretty decent,
That
just
one I
hasn't
could
had
understand.
the finishes. Wait, what?
I said that one I could understand. I could understand bringing the Vegas car here.
Yeah, he lost to Peter Onjak, but he has had some run, just no luck. You know, that's kind of the story. So, Sky Cobbins coming up through here.
As Sanford getting the run around the outside of turn 3. Not going to be able to clear, though, by the time they get to turn 1.
Yeah, Dixon right now is 19th. The saving grace for Dixon, he might be able to get an owner points as the 47 in the whoa, man.
As here comes Sky Commons now. That's going to allow Kyle Matthews to get away at least a little bit.
Yeah, Time Pollard has fallen for braces down to 13th. Amy is 14th.
And can Commons clear the 47? No, Gene Sanford getting a spectacular run off of turn 4, but the problem is the outside just not where you want to be by the time you get to turn 1.
Yeah, this is one of Amy's worst racetracks too. Her best finish is 12th, back all the way back in season 1. She's had a lot of DNFs, and she even missed this race in season 2, so not a lot of track time in Kansas.
As Anderson now clears the 15 of Alexander Rowe, that is for 7th spot.
I see Seth entering 20th. I'm very positively say Seth has the most DNQs in Coke Vanilla history.
As this is... I'm noticing that they're using the outside line here in 3 and 4 a little bit more than they did last duel.
We mentioned the tie between the 83. Here's the other driver, the aforementioned Isaac Flickinger here. Oh, my God. Oh!
Ryan George, what a run through 1 and 2.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And they got
Time
Allen.
Pollard gets out of that. They're back to 2 wide.
Gardner's also falling back. He was up in the top 5 earlier.
And Randolph actually going to clear the 49 off turn 4.
Yeah, Ryan George finished 3rd last week. He tied his best career finish from Road America.
As Amy Shelley tried to make the move on the 13 into turn number 1. And ended up, I think, just moved Time Pollard.
That took some time to do, didn't it, Amy?
As Kenny Moma also going to follow through as well. Here comes Gardner.
This series can have the highs and the lows. After lapping the entire field last week, Cole Deaver is 20th, 5 seconds off the lead.
As back here is Samet Ozkan, Jack
Halleck.
Halleck.
Not a lot of chases back there. Did I say Brett Howard? Damn it.
I think you said Brett Halleck.
I hope
I don't
didn't
know where that
watch.
came from if you did.
Well, no chasers are, besides William Duncan.
Duncan's
no
back
chasers are
here. Steve
99.
third. Will Hoyt.
I take that statement back. That was a fail.
That was a massive fail. Sky Combs has gone to 3rd.
That is not what the 70 and the 16 want to see at all.
So right now there are 1, 2, I think there's 3 back there.
And the 99 too.
No, that's including the 99. That's
So
31, 99, 84.
And then we had the 2 in the
So
first
that's
duel,
3
right?
in this duel. A grand total of 5 when you include
6.
the 88 and 83. So right
6.
now, if it holds, the 16 would be in on points.
Yeah, so that's going to be 3 straight for the 70 if they can't get up there. That's
Well,
going to be
the 70 would have needed a lot of help anyway.
Well, at least they got 250 points over the 15, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, true. As
And
Sky
next-
comes up to 2nd, Gene Sanford's gone back around the 48.
And next week,
And
we
now
only
is going
lock
for
in
3rd on Brett Moma.
on the bottom with about 6 to go. We only lock in 12 or 13 next week, so some of these guys get the pressure off them.
Well, yeah. So I mean, it still goes to the points past that, but yeah.
Yeah. As 96 is losing some race. Here comes Chris Louvier, who this race kind of started his downfall with a 38. He hasn't been the same driver since, as here he comes to the back bumper, the 96.
Last year was in the 01. Was actually a championship contender last year.
He came into this race with 101 points lead, and ever since then has done jack diddly nothing.
Thank you for your word choice. As he's going for fourth now on Brett Moma, trying to reinvigorate his career basically right now, as here comes Matthews. Moma up the track. Where did Fitzwater come from?
Fitzwater must be getting the Morahenna Tractors 81 setup in that car.
Because holy moly, he's up to seventh. He's going to lose a little bit of time there.
Nice word choice. The 55 car is there. Oh, it's the bumper is being massively used here.
Two almost used the bumper on the 15. Here comes Fitzwater with a run on Kyle Matthews. Brett Moma's going back around the 43.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fitzwater,
oh God. I think moved Kyle Matthews maybe off of turn 2.
Yeah, luckily we haven't had too much we've had a lot of contact, but nobody's dying so far.
Yeah. So Kyle Matthews now stuck on the outside line.
How about Charles in 15th right here? Good job, Charles.
Looking like they might be able to race their way in.
For
and
sure.
right now, Sky Commons, that last time by was 0.2 quicker than the 34 of Sam Young. The gap down to 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, Gene's third. MoMA,
MoMA
great
actually
run by
hanging
MoMA.
on to the fourth spot on the outside. Lost it actually to Louvier, so that's fifth.
I'm more surprised with MoMA. I mean, this is not typical of the team. They usually suck half the duels, so.
Well, I mean, they came back to earth a little bit in the second half of this one. Meanwhile, Alexander Rowe trying to close in on the 29 of Fitzwater. Meanwhile, Amy Shelley inside of the 60 of Tim Randolph for 11th. Here comes Kenny Moma off turn 2.
You know, despite being below 35th in points, they've only DNQ'd 8 races for the 10. They just have not had the finishes to show. Oh, my God.
Oh, Anderson got cut off by the 48 of Matthews into turn 3. Fitzwater trying to get a run on Brett Moma now. 2 laps to go in Duel 2.
Yeah, it's going by pretty fast here. Jack Halleck is 2 spots away from making back-to-back races. Oh, Jack.
As Isaac Flickinger now going to make the move inside of Alexander Rowe. That is for 7th position.
Yeah, this is not what Kyreman wants to see, especially he's going to be starting in the back.
Well, I mean, it at least helps that he's going to be technically in on points.
Fitzwater is moving.
Fitzwater now looking to the inside of Brett Moma as they'll come to the white flag this time by. The gap is under 0.2.
Oh, this might be a photo finish.
Can Sky Commons do anything with the pole sitter of this duel, Sam Young? He's there as they come off turn 2.
Sam is also looking for his 4th duel win of the season. I believe this Commons looking for his 2nd. But it looks like
it's going to end. This is going to end the streak of dual dominance for Gene Sanford, at least temporarily. As coming off turn 4, Sam Young is going to lead every lap in the duel here at Kansas.
Yeah, first dual win since Twin Wing, 4th of his career. A lot of 4-time dual winners this year. Four times. Ryan George fell back to 16th.
You know, if you're going to do that, though, what you need to do is also go back and figure out who won the duels at Daytona, because those are technically the first duels that we've ever had.
That is true. So Ty Paul is going to make the race. Brian Hart's actually going to make it. That stops. Brian Hart hasn't made a race since Darlington.
At least it looks like he is. Top 10 in this duel was Sam Young, Sky Commons, Gene Sanford, Louvier, Brett Moma, Zachary Fitzwater, Isaac Flickinger, Alexander Rowe, Kyle Matthews, and Max Anderson.
Can I give a heartbreak to, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Cole Deaver DNQing this race?
Johnny Gardner fell back to 19th.
Jeez.
He started second, fell to 19th.
I'm going to tell you something. Red Bull had a rough duel. None of them finished in the top 25.
Yeah. Chasers that did not make it to the top 18, Duncan, Stephen Pollard III, and Tristan Wilhoit.
Oof.
Which, combined with last duel, puts it as 5. So, at least looking at it, it looks like for the second time in 3 races here, we will use the top 18, which does mean that Brian Hart will race
Go, yeah, first race in
provisionally.
Starlington. There, go Brian.
So congrats to the 55. Steven, your final thoughts?
Well, it was definitely interesting. Nobody died in this one, so that's good. Yeah, good runs by a lot of it. Brett Bowen making the race is going to help them out. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, so it's going to be a big battle between the 34, the 08, and the 7. Look like they got the classes to field, but it looks like it was the Chicagoland race, comers and goers to see through race. Charles makes another race. Congrats to them here. Isaac Flickinger is going to have a massive head start on the 83, but there's only 128 or 100 something points separating from first to 16th. Mary's not even safe if she has a wheel damage or some coolant leak or something. So all these drivers are gonna be racing aggressive to the front. You gotta have to have a long run setup. I don't really see too much cautions depending. We only ran 27 laps. We're not sure how far they can go or if we have any wrecks due to tires sliding up. We got one race tomorrow, then we got the Cup race, and then that's going to be the weekend. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be one of the most closest ones we had in the previous years to see who makes the rounds here, because only the Chasers have only had 2 top 5s combined out of everybody. So how will the non-Chasers spoil it, and how will the Chase drivers do running around these guys? And Brett Mowat doesn't even know what he's doing, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, we'll talk about the point situation a little bit more on Sunday, but I will say this much. There is less than a race separating 1st and 16th in both chases, so that's going to be exciting to go in. That's what he's meaning by Mary Shelley has not clinched. With that said, though, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing-related content. Congrats to Sam Young and Mary Shelley on the wins. Also, leave a comment down below if you weren't watching the premiere chat with us to let me know that you guys were watching. All that good stuff. For Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Fantan1, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
We're finding Dorothy. See you Sunday.